What just happened? For real? Oh my God. Okay, so sorry for those of you not live. Well, hopefully I'm even going to be able to re-go live. YouTube just shut down my entire channel for like a few minutes. There's nobody on here. I'm scared it's still shut down and I don't know it. Oh, somebody's here. That freaked me out. That was the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. Who's there? Um, okay. Whoa. Whoa. So no, you didn't just lose me. YouTube shut down my channel. It said someone put a copyright complaint on me. And they shut down my entire channel. I couldn't even open it. It just said your channel's been removed from YouTube and suspended. They must have realized it was just a hater or a troll. There's a lot of trolls attacking channelers right now, and sometimes it makes me feel like there's some kind of war going on between the forces, the powers that be. Okay. Yeah, the whole channel got shut down. We're right back to 12, now 14 viewers. Y'all, that was insane. Oh my gosh, that freaked me out. I almost started crying. Okay. Somebody remind me where we were. Yeah, it had to be somebody. I mean, how do you copyright channeled information? I'm not copywriting unless other channelers are getting this information, which is very possible. Gaia, thank you, my love. Wow, that was the weirdest thing that's ever happened. That was scary. Okay. Awful trolls. That's what it makes me feel like. Stinky trolls. Okay. So, yeah, that was super dodgy. Okay. Spirit guides coming back. Ooh, it's how we react to it. So not everything in Mercury retrograde is great, you know? However, okay, Gaia. Coming into Gaia. So Gaia is raising up. Okay, so 2024, 2 plus 2 is 4. This is going to be absolutely some Mercury retrograde going on. Some kind of devil messing with me. This guy over here. He's over there. So as Gaia is raising up, so shall we. Okay. As the first wave out, we are going to be raising up faster. Now, it is harder to be one. It's 20 and 2 right now. That's funny. Okay. So as the first wave out, it's challenging. We are in uncharted territory, right? We're the pioneers of this new wave. But if this new wave didn't have pioneers, then no one would know how to ascend coming up. Okay. You know, there's certain things, even like, I think I heard on something the other day, I was watching something on World War II. Last night, I had some dreams about this. It's funny. We look at World War II and it was a horrific thing that happened, but actually during that time, all of the fifth dimension guides were like, okay, look at, we have to get their consciousness raised within 50 years. Okay, that's when the ascension began, about 50 years after. But at the pace that they are going at, they won't start to experience unity until probably about 100 to 200 years. That was the pace we were going at. We were all very separate. So with something like Hitler and World War II, it forces, in not a fun way, but it forces unity in a faster experience. You understand? It forces us to unite, and then compassion is born from that. And unity is where we're headed. Unity is the truth. Unity is the truth. Understanding that we are one with spirit, okay? But that we are creating with spirit, okay? Cooperation, right? So, ooh, goodness gracious. Okay, so this next full moon, I just wanted to kind of get some of those pillars of reality out there. Step into the seasons and you will see your life change for the better, okay? So like right now, being in fall, winter solstice is December 21st, okay? That was odd and not fun. I know, it freaked me out. So the winter solstice is December 21st. 1st, which is when the transcendence begins. Okay, that's why you're feeling this push. That's why you're feeling this pull. It's a little bit of both, right? It's a little bit of both. So it is time. Everything that is rising up in you right now, things are going to be coming to a head, because we have to deal and clear these things so that we can step into our new, beautiful beginning, completely clean. Okay, completely clean. Because here's spirit looking at you saying, are you ready? Are you ready? Look at the intensity in that water man. And I think I've said this before. He is a good looking man of water. I'd tap that. Something new is growing behind her. She doesn't see it though. Right now, she's in the process of her healing. She's in the process of her healing. Okay, things are going to be coming to the surface. Third dimensional things are going to be coming to the surface so that we can deal with them and move forward, so that we can, I got to find this card, so that we can fully see all of, okay, screw it. So we can fully see all of those 4 pillars and why they had to happen the way they did, right? Here it is. Why they had to happen the way they did. Here, we're dancing within this beautiful game of life, right? What I always say life is like, it's like a roller coaster. It's going to take you for a twist. It's going to take you for some turns. It's going to take your breath away, right? And you may be terrified. You may be terrified, but when you get done, right? When you get done with that roller coaster, it does that thing where it goes, whoosh. That's what my guides tell me it's like when we get up there. We review the life we just lived, and we say, I want to do it again. I want to do it again. I want to do it again. And that's where we have to realize death, being the transcendent stage of the 4th pillar, is only life again. Death is actually a gift, my friends. Okay? Death is the ability for us not to be trapped in what we've created here. It gives us the ability to come back and say, okay, I see that I did that, and that. Now I am going to build upon that. Now I'm going to create something new out of that. Otherwise, we would be trapped. Imagine the traumas you would have if you remembered all of your past life. Death is a gift that spirit gives us to continue to create in this beautiful world, so that we can see every perspective of this reality that we can. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of this life. That's the beauty of all of the universe, is to keep coming back and perfect it. And as you perfect it, once you see every single one, and then you, that all of those perspectives, then that rises up to the next dimension. But the dimension is not a place you're going. Understand this. The dimensions all exist within each other. They are simply the light, the vibration that you are resonating at. Okay? Is your vibration high? Or is your vibration low? Low is not bad. High is not good. It is simply where you're experiencing reality. Okay? So a low vibration is going to be closer to earth. It's going to be closer to animals. Okay? The way that we experience, they're saying, hang on, they're giving me something new. Okay. The way that we experience this reality is through emotion. And everything they're saying has emotion. Many people think that only humans have emotions. This isn't true. Obviously, animals have emotions, but even the rocks and the trees have emotions. Anything that beats with the heart of the universe, whether you believe it, stones do. Everything has its own type of emotion. And in this 3rd dimension, we experience it through emotion. That's what teaches us to grow. So that's coming back around to this full moon and how it applies to right now. Understanding that your emotions are not, don't let them control you. They are meant to be a tool. Okay? When you're hammering a nail, is who's in charge, the hammer or you? Obviously you are. You have to remember your emotions are the hammer and the nail. You're the one in control of them. Allow them, utilize them to show you where you're at. Okay, whatever you're feeling come up a lot right now, whatever emotions you're feeling coming up a lot, not right this second, but in this time period, right now with the full moon, If they're more intense, that's something that needs to be worked through, dealt with, looked at, analyzed, but also understood on this greater level. Healed, 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 right? When we begin to see these emotions from a third person perspective, you're able, I like you too, everlasting empath. When we can see these perspectives, okay, from our third person, from our third eye, right? From our third eye, our higher self. Okay, tap into your higher self, meditate, and say, why am I feeling this way? Right? When we're able to do that maturely, that is when we grow. That is when we grow. That's when spirit's like, okay, time for some downloads, my darling. Okay, you've cleared space, you've made space, you have ascended. No alcohol. I like being low vibe. I age more slowly. Yeah, alcohol, out in moderation, anything is, it's fine, but it's something that especially during full moons you want to be careful of. That's another thing I want to talk about. This full moon, I want you guys to remember, if you are vibrating at a higher frequency, okay, there's some more to look out for than what's just going on within you. People around you may be experiencing this time differently because they have not come into this integration stage. They're not living in this integration stage. So people you work with, people in your family, your friends, your enemies, either way, these people are not quite in this fourth stage of integration, and we have to have no judgment there, and remember we were once there ourselves, right? And be patient with them, and remember, it's not in the telling but in the acting. People watch you and then they will see how to act. So what I want you to do is be careful of your responses. Slow down on your responses, because more people are going to be acting out of anger right now. Watch your words, because this is also going to affect you, even though you may be of a higher vibration, because of the planetary conjunctions right now. Okay, the way that Mars and Saturn and Jupiter are all conjunct right now, and will be coming up very soon, is going to bring emotions up to the rise. Okay, but again, this is not happening to us. It's happening for us. The reason that's happening is to be able to look at this is what I mean by when you can understand what's happening, right? When you start feeling all of that irritation and bubbling up of some type of agitation, you can say, now you have an opportunity. This isn't happening to you anymore. It's happening for you because you're knowledgeable of it, right? So now there's an opportunity to say, oh, instead of going, oh, why is this happening to me? Why me? And I'm so grr, instead you can say, well, look at this feeling. What is that? Ooh, I should look at this. Take a second. Go to the bathroom at work. Go out to your car. 5-minute meditation. Okay? Recenter yourself. There's something to know here. It would not be happening otherwise. There's something your soul, your higher self, is trying to show you here. Look at it as the gift it is, right? When you start seeing all of these things that you thought to be tower moments, right? What's tower? Intense change. But it's also some of those things that we don't want to deal with. We don't want to deal with these things. We keep pushing them down and pushing them down and pushing them down because in our past, think of it like this. It's like scar tissue. When you get a new house, let's say you move into a new house, a new apartment, a new place, and the first couple of nights, when you wake up in the middle of the night, you have to get to the bathroom or something, or you have to get to the kitchen and get a drink of water, and keep bumping into a table. They're showing me, you keep hitting your shin on the coffee table. It's a new, before you could just walk around without even opening your eyes because you knew your own home, right? You could be blind, but eventually, if you keep bumping into that table, your mind's going to record that and say, ouch, right? And all of a sudden you find yourself able to walk through this apartment or house with ease, without opening your eyes. This is the same thing with our emotions. Sometimes there are emotions so deeply seated and rooted that are painful, okay, and they hurt to look at, and they hurt so much to go through. You don't ever want to visit it again, even if you don't realize you're subconsciously doing this, because our brain, it's no different whenever you have an owie in your heart, right? It's like every time you think about that or look at that or really analyze that situation, whether it be the death of someone or the end of a relationship, whatever it is, every time that you look at it or feel it, truly feel it, it hurts. Ouch. You know? And eventually your brain says, I don't want to, that keeps hurting. So I'm going to not look at that anymore. I'm going to go around that, right? Then it gets pushed way down, deep seated. It's like a cancer, right? All of a sudden, you will start to do things in your life in order to avoid this situation, which means becoming jaded in relationships, prejudging others because of this deep-seated root and not understanding why. Okay, so now is the time to crack that net open. Okay, to look at those things. When you start feeling those boiling tensions, say, okay, why? Because you want to go into this new 2020, you guys. What's the song that keeps channeling in? Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. Right? The sun's coming, and you want to feel like a kid again. Remember whenever you felt so innocent and so passionate, and you weren't jaded by life. You remember that? Hang on just a second. I'm sorry, I'm going to holler in y'all's ear. If you have to turn it down, turn it down. Jimbo, go in another room. I'm on the video. How country did I just sound? And he's almost deaf in one ear, so he's probably going to come in here and say, what? Okay. So, I just heard myself, and it was... All right, let me get over that. All right. Here comes the sun. Here comes the new. Here comes the sun. God handing you this new opportunity. Passion. Red stands for passion again. And you cannot have true passion. You cannot have true passion without having a pure, innocent heart. Because otherwise, you'll get jaded. You like these certain little cancer balls of pain will start to put a layered filter over your passion. You won't experience it fully. Even if you think you are, you're not. I promise you. So we got to do this healing, guys. We got to do this healing. So if you've been watching your readings, they have been extremely powerful, extremely positive, but it's also been pushing. It's time to heal the ugly. It's time to look at what you don't want to look at. Okay? It is time, so that you can make room for all of these spiritual downloads coming in. If you don't understand spiritual downloads, please go watch that live. It explains them in full. It demystifies them. We're all getting them. We all always have been getting them, but now more than ever. So coming into this next full moon, which is going to be tomorrow, okay? Actually, technically, it's going to be tomorrow morning at like 8:50 in the morning. I would really love... You guys, I know I've talked about this. I'd love to do a full moon ritual, but for me, this one is a very private one. So I've decided not to, because it's very private. However, I am going to be including many of you that are in my soul tribe in my full moon ritual. Again, I'm going to pull some cards. If you are able to donate to my channel, please make sure that in the description, you're putting what you want to manifest, okay? It gives you the option to do that on both Venmo and PayPal. And I really do include that in my full moon and new moon rituals. Okay. Or especially for new moon, what you want to let go of, I will help you to release that, but that's really, again, something private probably for you too. Okay. So hang on, let's pull some cards and see what's going on that Spirit wants to talk about. Man, this has been a weird live. This has been a weird live. Okay. I have, also, while I'm getting these together, just an update. I'm going to be starting my tarot class soon. I am not going to be doing that on Patreon. I am super bummed about, well, I was super bummed until I realized Spirit has its time and way and divine timing. I want things to be divinely timed, just like, just like, so I really was excited about Patreon, and Spirit says that's still going to happen. However, for right now, a continuance on YouTube is necessary because the messages that I'm getting out there, everybody really needs to be hearing them. And I'm feeling like when I go to Patreon, maybe, okay, 200, 300 people come over. It's not worth the money to me to not get the messages out to where I want them to be. So let's see here. Okay. All right. So what that means is I'm going to start doing my tarot class. The reason I'm doing this is because this introspection is available to all of you. And I feel like some of you, especially being attracted to this channel, I would love to teach my way of reading tarot. I feel like it's a little bit different, but it's very helpful in spiritual enlightenment. Okay. As you guys have seen, if you followed my channel, for a while, I don't do a whole lot of like readings focused on love. Not saying love doesn't come out. I don't do a whole lot of readings focused on love though. Okay. Now, what they're saying is this upcoming full moon. Okay. It's really going to be, I like this connotation. Oh, the tarot class that I'm going to be doing. I'll create a separate section on my regular YouTube page for it. Okay. You are going to want to get this deck, the vice versa tarot deck. It's below in the description section. I feel like for teaching purposes, to teach reversals, it's very helpful. Okay. And you're also going to want to get the Rider-Waite traditional tarot deck, also below in my information. I do receive like a couple cents commission if you buy a deck using that link, but it's nothing, you know what I mean? If you want to just go to, you can get it from anywhere, but those are my Amazon links below. Okay. So in this, so if you have those two decks, you're going to want those. We're going to go through literally, there's going to be hundreds of videos in this section because we're going to go through every single card. We're going to go through the major arcana, the minor arcana. We're going to go, and I don't mean like just the suits. We're going to go through every single, card, front and back. And you're going to want a journal. Okay. You're going to want a tarot journal. Okay. Because daily you're going to want to do these cards. What's cool about doing them on YouTube like this is that you're going to be able to do this at your own pace, right? You can watch through the videos at your own pace. It's all up to you. Okay. During this next full moon, we see here now, here comes the sun, right? We see here now, this is going to be our winter time. Okay. This is when we're transcending, but we're seeing she really is ready to go out to play. She wants to go out and play, but she's got her walls up and there's the guards. She's guarded, right? It's time to break these walls down. It's time to send your guards home. Okay. And in order to do that, you're really going to have to look at what's binding you. Okay. Now here in this card right here, we see that she's bound. She's blindfolded. We see all the swords around her trapping her. She didn't put those swords there. Obviously, she didn't tie herself up. Okay. I know this didn't happen to you. Again, we allowed these swords to happen to us rather than for us. These swords are supposed to be in your arsenal, darling. Okay. When you release something, you're not just letting it go. You're taking what serves you and using it for later. Okay. Now we see here, she has an available weapon to cut her swords. It is loose enough for her to do so, to take off that blindfold and get the heck out of Dodge, right? And we see Spirit hovering over you, just waiting, But you don't know it when you're blindfolded, do you? You don't know it. Spirit can't do anything. Spirit's waiting because Spirit's going to guide you down this path. Once you take off that blindfold, once you are able to let these guards down, it's going to be time to step into the sun. Spirit's going to guide you to this sun, my darling. No fear. No fear. Okay? There is no fear. This next full moon is going to bring a lot of that up to the surface. Rather than allowing this to run you, this energy to run you, to control you, right? Our emotions are tools. Step into it as the gift it is. Recognize your emotions right now and the gift and the tool that they are, showing you very clearly where you need to do work, on yourself, within yourself, right? And that's why my channel is called Eternal Transformations. We are eternally growing and transforming. The next stage is amazing. The next stage is mind-blowingly amazing, but we're still going to be transforming. The cool thing is about this energy vortex that we are in is when you're at the bottom where it's matter, right? This is where it's dark and matter, you know, rock bottom, right? I always say sometimes people hit rock bottom and they're like, God, hand me a shovel. I want to go further down, right? But really, it's concentrated energy at the bottom here. You know, it's a lot of matter. But as you start moving up, right, it's moving really fast. So you move up quickly. But as these circles get bigger, right, as these circles get bigger, it takes longer to ascend, but they get bigger and bigger. And the cool thing is when you're moving up, when you're transcending, it never ends. There is no end. On a macro level, we know the universe is constantly expanding. Constantly. There's no wall. We're never going to hit a wall. We can't even conceive of how amazingly, beautifully big we're going to get. There is no conception, right? So moving up, sometimes it's going to take longer as you get bigger, but as you get bigger, your powers are bigger. These ascension steps are huge, right? Downloads coming in. And as these downloads are coming in, what it's been channeling in, guys, as these downloads are coming in, they're nothing. They are nothing until you act on them. They are not, spirit can't do anything. They can give you the downloads, but until you act on them, that's nothing, right? We are rising. Phoenix is rising from the ashes, right? Out of what we're realizing is out of the destruction, out of what we thought was binding us, we now realize is our power, right? I'm missing something. Yes, the veil is extremely thin at the moment. Okay, wrestling around, climb your own spiritual stepped pyramid, integrating all the darkness with sour. Oh, okay, I see what y'all are laughing at, with sour light. Okay, I get it. Limelight. Okay, awesome. Okay, so moving forward, here's what I love next. It's time to get moving because we have a whole new chapter starting. Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups. Okay, brand new beginning that's going to make your cup overfloweth. And we see here that these two have found each other very often. It looks like they're beaten down, right? But that's not what it's about. It's about, yes, life has been challenging to bring us together with all of these 10 cups, this rainbow, this happily ever after, to realize the beauty in that. To realize the beauty in that is to step into your brand new cycle, right? Because when you realize the beauty of the World card, when you realize the beauty of completing a cycle, you're able to jump off of this cliff without fear. And what is that? That's faith. Not knowing where you're going to go. Not knowing where you're going to go. Faith. And this self-love or romantic love, it's going to be how it applies to you in your life. Okay, we're all going through, from a third dimensional standpoint, something completely different, but at the same on an energetic standpoint, right? It's the same thing on the energetic standpoint. You cannot romantically love another, not true love, true, like we're talking twin flame, no judgment love, until you love yourself. Okay, because they are simply a reflection of you. So if you don't love yourself, you cannot love them because they are your mirror. Okay? Okay. What's coming in 2020? Get ready to go. Okay, 7 is a spiritual number, but also we're seeing here, this is what I love. This is what I love. Also, we're seeing here, do you see these chains that were attached to his chariot? He has broken free from something. And that's what we're doing. We are in the process of breaking free from our own emotions. We are in the process of breaking free from this cycle in such a way to see it from above, to see it so that we can jump off into this new one with faith. Does that make sense to some of you? Do you see how as he breaks free, there's no turning back? The road falls away. And isn't that how it is whenever you attain your first levels of spiritual enlightenment? It's like, oh my gosh, I can never go back to thinking the other way, and you almost feel kind of sorry for people that haven't reached that level because they're still in that place of matter and darkness. And I know, isn't it beautiful how it's falling away into the galaxy, into everything where we are all connected, into the place where anything can be created, the dark matters of the universe, where all is possible, all can be created, right? Where are we headed? We don't know, because we're creating. It's exciting. Okay? The guides have worked so hard to help us to ascend quickly, to get in vibrational unison with Gaia. They've worked so hard. We have to continue to work hard, which means this card to me is very much taking action on your downloads. Yes, wrestling around, go with the flow. I think I put that in the title of the last live before we got cut off. Be like water. Okay, that was another dream I had last night. So in my dream, this is exciting. I'm so glad that wrestling around, thank you. In my dream last night, woke me up in a cold sweat. But the thing is it wasn't not even a cold sweat. I was just covered in sweat. I was water. So in my dream, I was water. And it's funny because I feel that I was at some point in my past lives. I'm sure we all were. We all probably began there, right? Water is everything. Water is what we all come from. It's part of Gaia. It's a daughter of Gaia. So, whereas the land is the son of Gaia, right? Okay, so I was water. And what Spirit wanted me to see, be like water, was that water is the most powerful substance in the world. We can see over the years that it corrodes through mountains, and it always takes the less energetic way to get there, the less energy it has to use to get there, the easiest route there, right? Move with the flow of the energy of the universe. What do I say? Get your heartbeat in tune with the heartbeat of the universe, right? When your nature becomes nature, moving with the cycles, the 4 stages, right? Moving with the cycles puts you into that flow. Okay? Why are you telling them low vibration is good? It's what we're here to raise. Think of it as the cross. I'm not really sure what you're trying to say there. I don't think I said low vibration is necessarily good. It's just part of everything that we are. It is how we came here to experience the 3rd dimension. Okay. So these come a little bit slower with me too. So as you move, yes, going with the flow, water holds memory and remembers everything. So as you think of water, how powerful it is. It's the most powerful thing that we have in this world. Like I said, it corrodes through boulders. It shapes the rivers over time, right? But it doesn't force its way through. It slowly works its way through. Okay? It is strong, yet malleable, right? Water can be any form. Water can move through anything, corrode anything. It can be destructive and creative, right? Okay, so if you move like water, if you let your energy be like water, when you start to feel overwhelmed and you start operating from a low vibrational place, which means you're feeling yourself get more irritated. You're feeling yourself get more frustrated. You're feeling yourself just not in sync with the universe. Slow down, at least a 5-minute meditation, okay? And feel yourself align with the universe again, okay? It takes a moment. It is not as, and I'm not saying that it's a magic trick that's going to make everything better, but it is going to be a perfect starting place. And as you raise up in frequency, it becomes easier and easier to tap into and move with the universe, with the universal flow. Okay. So a lot of you are going to be feeling in this next full moon through the end of the year and especially up to the summer solstice, but even some of it in the beginning of the year, your things that you need to work on, such as, for some of you, I'm hearing, even your physical body. Okay. And let's get into that for a second. We've talked a little bit about this. This physical body is simply hardware, right? We've talked about this. Your brain, beautiful computer up here, it's your software, baby. Now, what we are doing right now, this magical creation, is creating and programming this software. Okay. This software is still being programmed. And that's what this next, energy, that's what this next energetic download upgrade into 2020 is going to be about. Okay. It's going to be about programming this beautiful computer to do not only what we want, but what spirit wants, how to step into the flow of the universe and have faith and trust in the universe and see it from, oh, wow, to see it all from above is pretty magical. It's pretty magical. Okay. And understanding that all of this is illusion. Nothing around you is yours. You don't own anything. Okay. It's all for us to experience on every perspective level, in every perspective of this life. Okay. So as you're feeling these things come up, like, I said earlier, everything in the universe you can even see the things in the universe correlate. They're even shaped or colored. Like, think of a walnut is shaped like a brain. If you look at the walnut and its shell, it looks like a brain. And then we discover that walnuts are brain food. They have these amazing omega-3 fatty acid chemicals that produce exceptional cognitive levels. They've actually shown reports that show that they help with the decline of cognitive levels with aging. Eat walnuts, y'all. If you look at a carrot, when you cut it, have you ever noticed in the middle it looks like a pupil of an eye coming out? Carrots are for your eyes. They help with eyesight. Vitamin A helps with your eyesight. That's the universe saying, Ed, we are all connected. We are all born of Gaia, and we all become each other. Okay. So I'm not sure why they showed me that necessary thing, but you may be starting to crave or not crave certain things that you used to. As you are ascending, your body will be changing. Okay. It's going to start being more sensitive possibly to certain foods and certain substances, such as maybe you can't take as much caffeine as you used to. Maybe alcohol doesn't make you feel relaxed anymore. Maybe it's starting to make you actually feel a little bit anxious when you wake up in the morning. You'll start to realize differences in foods in the way you feel. And you'll start to say, gosh, you'll pick up a bag of chips because it's out of habit, take them to your desk, and you're like, these are actually making me feel kind of gross. These are actually making me feel kind of sick to my stomach. Okay. These are some of the ascension symptoms that you are going to get because it's your body clearly telling you, or actually your soul clearly telling your body, we don't want this anymore. And we can't ascend with all of this within our, and I'm not saying a bag of chips is going to ruin your enlightenment or ascension, you guys. I'm saying moderation. I'm saying trust your body. When you feel these energetic pushes to move away from these things. Like I personally smoke marijuana because it it's something that helped me to calm down. And it wasn't until I was an adult, like really like in my 30s, that I started doing this, because I worked for National Security Agency for years. I was a, military intelligence for 10 years. I didn't do it. I didn't do drugs. And that's the way I looked at it. Drugs, bad. And then I started looking at it as a medicinal plant, and it helped me. But now I'm feeling like spirit wants me to back off of it, because it's a little bit clouding some of the channeling that's trying to come through really clearly right now. Now, I'm not saying marijuana is evil or bad, but for me right now, I have to step back from it. Okay. And that's because it's not a part of what's coming for me in the future. And for me personally, it is no longer helping me to calm my anxiety down. It's just kind of numbing me. And therefore I'm not receiving the same channeling. However, in the beginning, it really served me because I had extremely bad PTSD. I had very bad anxiety. And it helped me to shut my mind down long enough to learn to meditate. Okay. Now I am not, I am pro marijuana if used appropriately as a medicinal herb. I think that Gaia has put everything on this planet that we need to heal ourselves. We don't need pharmaceuticals. That's my opinion. Okay. I understand that certain people have to take certain ones. I do. I really do. But for me and my body right now, that's the way it is. But almost everything is put here naturally. Okay. For me, I've noticed that there are certain type of herbal plants that are there as medicine for the mind. Okay. Gaia knew that these crazy little computers would need some maintenance of their own, need some medicine that they would take over. They make us go nuts. They have anxiety. They have trauma. They have all of this. And in order to reconnect, ingesting a plant, which is of Gaia, can sometimes help you to reconnect. But it's cool because you have, marijuana in North and South America areas. And then you have like ayahuasca down there in South America. You have kratom over in some of the Asian cultures, or is it Indonesia? I don't know. Anyway, so it's funny because there is a type of plant in each area that will help with the spiritual enlightenment or the mind. Okay. But it just like anything outside of moderation, used too often, this can create delusion rather than clarity. Okay. And that's when you start to think, okay, are you able to truly see clearly? Like if you smoke a lot before you go to bed, or you drink a lot before you go to bed, are they really able to get you dreams that you're going to cognitively remember, that are going to karmically do some healing? Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. What was the next thing I was going to talk about? I did write down some channeling, but okay, let's get to questions. Who has questions? I'm going to be doing 2 more horoscopes today, Cancer and Libra, and then we're going to move to some pick a card readings. Everybody's been requesting pick a card, and I think those are fun, and I think it kind of gives you the chance to, let your spirit guides choose what you want for you. So let's move on to questions. Who has questions? It does move slower for me here. I think it was Lunar Ascension. Thank you for moderating some of the comments. I'm sure, it's just the trolls are out in numbers right now to attack us light workers. And it ain't going to work. I ain't going anywhere. All right. Ain't going to work. You guys would not believe some of the emails I'm getting. And you know what that tells me? That tells me I'm doing good work. That tells me if they're wanting to attack me at that level, I'm doing good work. That means what I'm saying is right. And I'm okay with that. If I'm working for the light, that is great with me. And I do know it's going to be a responsibility, and I do expect it to be difficult. Okay. All right. We still have 50 people on. So what are some questions? Let's talk about what we've been talking about. Oh, I have it on top chat. That's why. Okay. Your light's irritating their darkness. Yeah. I know what you mean. Thank you, Wrestling Around. I didn't even have my chats up. I'm such a goofball sometimes. Don't forget the heart is the most powerful part of the body. 40,000 cells in it. Oliver St. Pierre, I Thank you for saying that. Okay, yes. And you guys, you see me keep on doing this and cutting the deck. A lot of times spirit gives me messages through this way. I swear, every time I pull it, I don't even like, I'm doing it subconsciously, but like, if you look down here, um every time it's beautiful. I'm not picking this. I'm just like, and I look down, it's something beautiful. Like, here's spirit guide saying thank you, we're talking to you, thank you for hearing us. Right behind it, there's that spirit talking to her again, right? And then we have again, right, showering over us, the energy showering over us, the magician, this new wishing upon a star, this new reality for us. As above, so is below. Down at the bottom, here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. And two new, brand new aces, two new portals to step into this sun of passion, of love, because we are love. We are love. And so we feel new and passionate and childlike again. Okay, get ready to jump into this new cycle with fire, with excitement, with passion, with drive, with clarity, because it's bringing you your 10 cups. It's bringing, and I love it because it came out on this side this time. Look at how beautiful. This is for you. Look how the Ace of Cups is up there in the clouds. A whole new reality being created. Wow. A whole new reality being created out of the destruction, rising from the ashes, something new, something energetic. You literally are creating a new energetic version of yourself. You're entering something new, you guys, and I hope you're ready because it's going to get good. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling this amazing energy? Okay. Let me see if we got any questions going on up here. Okay. I feel like my intuition. Okay, wait. And where you actually reside? What do you mean by that? I think I missed the first one, baby cakes. I'm not really sure. Hi, I'm from France. Hi from France. The heart, the heart, that's where I was. The heart and brain chakra sits in it. Yes. Okay, so the heart chakra. I think this is really cool. And not just the heart chakra, but the heart itself. So something really cool. There is a place called Heart Math Institute or something like, I think it's Heart Math Institute, that is actually doing studies on the heart, but not just the organ itself, but how much it affects the body. The heart is another brain. Here's what's really cool. They're noticing that it processes information before this one. They actually have people, they set them up with all these wires in their head. Okay. This is so cool. I was like blown away because we can finally prove it, right? We can prove that intuition not only exists, but it is right no matter what. So they set up all these people with all these like electrodes on their head and in their heart and all this stuff. Okay. And these people were watching images on a computer that were random, and they weren't like exact seconds apart. So it wasn't like every 3 seconds. It'd be like 3 seconds and 7 seconds and 2 seconds, so they didn't know when the image would pop up. It was always going to be sporadic. There was no way for them to see a pattern, right? So they're just sitting there watching these images, and all they're asking them to do is sit there, and they're gauging their brain impulses and their heart. So some of these images are beautiful images of love, right? Which make us feel a certain way. And then some of these images are come on, spirit, give me something scary so that I can help them understand this. I can't, of course, the one time I can't find that devil. He wants to pop out when I don't want him. And then some of these images are frightening, like, woo, but worse than this, a gun pointing right at you, or, someone trying to cut someone's throat, or a robber, something really bad, because I really wanted to see a true reaction. They went back to look, you guys, at the data that was collected. Unbelievable. Their heart reacted to images seconds before they were shown. So a gun that's about to be popped up 2 to 3 seconds before, usually about 3 seconds before it even came up, their heart reacted in a scary way, meaning that our intuition knows before our brain. It's the heart that sends the message to the brain to react. You're not processing it here first. You're processing. Gaia set you up. God, spirit set you up to energetically be a very powerful being. But you're not utilizing all these tools yet. We didn't even have access to them until recently, whenever we're starting to truly ascend. Now we did, but we can't now to just see them. That means, does that mean that we can wield them? That we can control them? Right. Yes, it does. Absolutely. So your gut, your heart, all of this actually responds first. It lets you know something bad or scary. How often do you know somebody find, like, you just feel like something's going to happen or something's coming, and you don't know how you knew? You know what I mean? It was just like something fell off about a situation. Your intuition is telling you. Your heart runs everything. Your heart runs everything. This is where our soul resides. This is everything. Okay. So that was an awesome input, St. Pierre. That was awesome. Thank you for that. Okay. Yes. Is the veil thin for a reason, or is it a time period for it? Both. Okay. Obviously everything happened. Well, I hate saying obviously, that's so rude. Everything, let me just get clarification. Okay. They're saying everything is for a reason. Everything happens for a purpose, whether or not we know or see why. Okay. Yes, the veil is thinning because Gaia is rising up in frequency. Okay. Yes, this is also a time period for it. Okay. We're coming up on the full moon. We're at the end of a cycle, but we're coming into the year 2020. You guys truly do some studying on numerology. It's very powerful. Our universe is made mathematically. So why wouldn't we be vibrationally reacting to these mathematical frequencies? Everything is mathematically created. I think it's hilarious when my son says, what am I ever going to do with this math? And I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of the structure of what built the universe, so it can't hurt to know it, right? Everything new that's coming, we cannot step into until we clear what's already happened. So as this veil is thinning, it's giving your guides more ability to communicate with you and help you to rise up. Help you to rise up so that you can therefore in turn turn around, and the collective can watch you rise and they will follow. Okay, because we are all meant to rise. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful third dimension is all meant to rise up into fourth and fifth dimensions. Okay, eternally transforming, you guys, eternally transforming. So step into it. This would be a time to do more meditation. Okay, what I say earlier about the 4 pillars of this reality, and what everything in the universe is built on. Okay. The last one is transcendence. As we move into right now, we're in the integration. Okay. We're integrating we're like, oh, I see why this had to happen the way it did. We're starting to understand our pain in a way that cycles back around and we can use as a tool. We're starting to understand our emotions in a way that's a tool rather than a hindrance, right? Our emotions are a magical, beautiful, powerful tool to use in self-reflection, right? What are you putting your energy into? This is another thing they keep channeling in. What are you putting your energy into? If it's not producing, should your energy be continued there? Should you continue to put your energy there? Okay. Okay, I have something else coming in from another spirit guide. Okay, they're saying also that 4s are about creating the dream of reality, making it stable, making it real and rich and manifested, right? Do not go to a place where you are so spiritually fit that you are of no earthly value, right? it is highly necessary to stay balanced within your spirituality. There is times whenever we go into that retreat mode, right? You may even go to a retreat where you go into a very, very, very intense spiritual place. Okay, I've been there and it's wonderful. But when you stop creating on this plane, when you're not sharing the wisdom that you learned in this spiritual place to help the collective rise, then you're no longer of earthly value. They are going to not it's not like it's going to be a punishment, but why would they bring you abundance if you aren't even affecting the collective consciousness? They bring abundance to those who are helping the collective consciousness and rising, because they want to clear the path for them so they can focus on that mission. But if you are so spiritually fit that you're of no earthly value anymore, then no longer are you any use to the collective rising. So you do have to still be able to find the balance of being within this world yet searching for your light. This is a beautiful card of Virgo where we see the constant search for the truth. The constant search for the truth, right? The cosmic egg here. Beautiful. But then we turn it around and see he's been there so long now. His robes are tattered and worn. His dogs are like, yo, dude, we ready to go home. I'm hungry. You know, it's like you got to come back to reality. Okay. Sometimes you got to come back to the reality and live in the world. Okay. Because that way you keep transforming and transcending. Okay. You don't want to, when we came, for those of you that came here to help the collective rise, when we came to this third dimension, it wasn't a punishment. It was an honor. You know, this is the place, the third dimension is the place where we can make all of our dreams that we've thought up a reality here. But it's also to help the entire dimension rise, the consciousness to rise, to help Gaia, our mother, to rise, to help her children to rise, right? So, I hope that answered that question. Okay. Is marijuana legal for medicinal use in Texas? Yes. Yes, I believe for only certain things, but no, we're going to be like the last ones probably to get it legalized here. You know, it's Texas, so whatever. So many changes coming. Yes, Cody. I need to bring in healing of self-love and self-worth. Peta, absolutely. Hello from France. Hello. I have recently, Holly Brown, started a new career in nursing and am feeling really overwhelmed and tense. Am I going to settle into this? I don't know your exact situation, but starting any new career is obviously, you know, you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel, it's a lot. And nursing, my goodness, that's a lot. You're taking in a lot of energies, and often nurses are going to be empathic, so they're pulling in the energies of others, right? Okay, Kelly Hawkins just wanted to say thank you for these messages. They are helping me so much to navigate everything I have been feeling and going through. Thank you so much, Kelly. That's wonderful. I want it to resonate. That my true dream is to help my teachers rise. You guys are teachers. If you're attracted to my channel, you're teachers, whether you know it or not. And that's in all forms and walks of life. You have no idea how Spirit's going to utilize you until you truly step in to the path of the Fool, which means understanding that all of this did happen for a reason, right? And then that Fool card saying, I can't find the Fool card right now, but I'm ready for my mission, right? Are you ready for your mission that Spirit's about to give you? You have no idea how much they are going to utilize you and how your path is going to change as you step into this. I just thought of it. What did we say earlier? Be like water, right? And there's Waterman. He's reminding you, be like water. Be like me. Man, he's good looking for a waterman, you know. All those shooting stars are yours, my darling. They're saying you can have whatever you want. It's never ending. You get it all. But you got to do that healing. You got to do this healing. Okay? Uh, Gonder, for 2 weeks, I had massive synchronicity. Things are speeding up. I'm feeling it too. I'm feeling it too. Try to slow down through it. That's what Mercury retrograde helps us to do. Slow down. Do the process right. Do the process right. Don't get frustrated when things mess up. You guys saw what happened with my live video earlier. They shut down my whole channel for a second. It was the scariest 3 or 5 minutes of my life. It was horrible. But here we are. That darkness ain't getting us, right? We're doing, you're doing something big and good and world changing. We're all a part of this whenever the other forces of darkness start attacking. We'll talk about that on another day. Okay, in Australia today, we're having horrific fires. Oh, and with years of drought in the country, everything is so dry. Water is so scarce. What do you think Gaia is planning on doing or teaching us? Oh my darling, I am so sorry. Praying for you right now. Like they always say, as above, so is below. We have to truly respect our water. We have to truly respect our water. It is frightening how much we take water for granted when it is our most necessary, asset on this earth. We need our resource on this earth. We can't live without it. I actually almost went on Naked and Afraid, that show. I tried out, made it, talked to the producers and all this stuff. And my life took a different turn, so I ended up not doing it. And I'm glad now, but I was kind of upset about it then. But the first thing you do, if you've ever watched Naked and Afraid, they put them out there with no clothes, no water, and no shelter, nothing, no food. And they have to figure all this out. But the first thing people do is water, shelter. Food is last, because you can go days and days without food, right? But you got to have shelter to be warm, and water and fire, right? And water is the life-giving source of everything on this planet. We all came from water. We're created from water. And at one point in our lives, we're water, right? Seeing if there are any other questions. Gosh, Australia, I am so sorry about that. I don't really watch the news as much as I should. It's very difficult for me to watch the news. And I really should watch more news and just barrel through that. But when I worked at that government agency that I worked at, we had access to everything, at the National Security Agency. So whenever I would watch the news in the morning before work, I'd get to actual work and I'd be like, oh, this is really what's going on. So then whenever I left there, obviously I didn't have any access to any of that intelligence information anymore. And it was hard, watching the news and being like, I want to see what's going on in the office. I don't know what's going on. What's really going on? Because the media just spins it in such a way that's almost the opposite of truth. And it just sucks so bad to lose that. It makes me feel crazy. So now when I watch the news, not knowing what's really going on will make my mind warp speed crazy. I'm sure you understand from that perspective. But I do need to watch the news more and keep up. It completely drives me insane, because the media has reached a pinnacle of absolute lies, and bending of the truth is frightening to me. And I don't want to get in the wishy-wash of actually starting to believe it. And it's not like I can call my buddies that still work there and say, hey, what's really going on? I don't have that clearance anymore, right? So that's funny. Anyway, what else? And for those of you who haven't read my about section or anything, that is a lot of like how God taught me. It's really interesting how my life went. I broke codes for 10 years for the National Security Agency. And what is tarot but patterns and numbers and symbols and putting it all together? I have a propensity. I did this right out of high school. I just have the way my brain works, sees patterns and numbers the way that others don't. It's just been like that always. And I never thought that would be because God was getting me ready for this, and then after I got out for 5 years, I did recruiting for oil and gas, top level military personnel for oil and gas. And what is that but reading people? I did some psychological profiling while I was in the military. So all of this coming together whenever I ascended to where my channeling opened up, I was like, whoa. And all of a sudden I was able, and I've always had tarot cards. I've always loved them. But for me, they were for me. They weren't for reading other people. And then Spirit gave me the mission of, we need you to help people rise at a very fast level. Okay, so we are rising at a fast level. Okay, and it's just like what I talked about earlier. You know, World War II happening to speed up our ascension so that we can ascend with Gaia in a beautiful way. When you're in touch with Gaia and her seasons, her pillars of reality, then this transformation, this ascension suddenly becomes a dance. Okay, it's no longer a struggle, a mountain climbing, right? It suddenly becomes a dance, a beautiful harmonic dance that we take part in. And that's my friends, where the beauty lies. Okay, I know that it's difficult right now, this ascension process. I know that it can be emotional and powerful and ugly, but it doesn't have to be. It really doesn't. It is time to look at our tower moments as the tools they are, as Spirit taking away from us something that is not serving us. Is that resonating? It is not happening to you, but for you, my darlings. And I'm going through this with you. Okay, I'm a channeler who is going through this with you, because we are teachers, and we are here. We are here to help the collective rise. Meaning, we're going through it earlier. However, there's something to say about the early bird catching the worm. It may be hard work. We may be pioneering this path, but we also are going to get the rewards. Okay, we're going to be the first ones in. We're going to be the first ones in. So get ready, my darlings. Get ready for something powerful, something big, something magical. If you don't believe in magic, you just don't get it in your world. That's fine. You just don't get magic in your world. I prefer a world with magic. Okay? I think that you do too. So get ready for something. I know you keep trying to imagine it. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be bigger than any of you are expecting. Have patience with those who are going through the ugly part of the ascension process right now, that tower still. And remember that you're teaching them. So allow them to see you going through this with grace and beauty. Okay. And that may not be something you understand until it just clicks. It's going to click for you, and you're going to be like, oh, that's what Val was talking about. Your children are watching you, but not just them. Others are watching you. Okay. More than you think. More than you think. That's the way Spirit makes it happen. That's why that's the way our guides make it happen. It's almost like a light shining from within you, where people will just be watching you. Okay, so act with integrity and flow through this transformation as best you can, like water. Okay, and that's when you receive more downloads. That's when you start ascending faster, and that's when you get to step into your brand new world. Okay, guys, I want to get off. We've been on here for over an hour, not including the other one that got cut off. This was the weirdest live ever, but I kind of love it because it's telling me I'm on the right track. I'm rising up. We're rising up. Our soul tribe is rising up. I'm going to finish up Cancer and Libra, and then we're moving into some pick a card readings for fun. And then I'm going to, we'll see after that. We'll just go from wherever it goes. I love you all, my soul tribe. I couldn't live without you. You are my ascension. You are the biggest part of my process. You give me courage. You give me strength. You give me hope. And you help me keep going even when I feel sometimes like that. You know, you're beautiful. And I feel your energies, and I am praying for you. Your guides are here. Your guides are with you as well. Okay, open up to that. Know that they're there. Even when you can't see them and hear them, they're there. Okay. When my tarot class starts, it'll be good for you to have a pack of cards. I think you're going to really enjoy it. It's also going to help you to understand my readings better anyway. So I'm going to put that in a different section. They only let me have a few sections on my YouTube page. So if you want to just look at your horoscope stuff or you want to find someone else's horoscope, I have now separated them into playlists. So all of the horoscopes are separated into playlists, and I will be adding each new one to their own playlist. My live channeling sessions are all within a playlist. Okay. These live channeling sessions, you'll see, tell a story throughout the year. It's very interesting. If you've started with me at the beginning, that how the guides have moved us through this process, of cooperation and getting uncomfortable and healing and purging and heal it, feel it, release it, all of this stuff has been so beautiful. And I thank you all so much for sharing in the journey with me. I started this channel a year ago this month, and I'm amazed at the growth that's taken place in that year. I went back and was categorizing all those videos, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like cringy to watch myself in the beginning even. So who knows how I'm going to feel later whenever someday I might decide to wear makeup and I'm like, look at me, I didn't even wear makeup back then. So, yeah, so if you want to do the tarot class, please get a deck of these and the traditional Rider Waite all at the bottom. I'm going to put a section up called Learn Tarot. We're going to be going through first the major arcana, then the court cards, then the minor arcana. This is going to take a long time. But if you think about the fact that you only have to buy these cards, you're not paying for the class. That's a really good deal. People would pay hundreds for this class. So support a sister, like, subscribe, share the love. If these videos are touching you, share my channel. It helps to grow our circles wider and stronger to keep those attacks out. If you can donate to my channel, if you're in a certain place, I get it. I'm in the same place. I've been there. But that's what keeps me going right now. But for those of you that do, please put your manifestations in the description box so I can put them in my ritual, my full moon manifestation ritual tomorrow. I want to be able to manifest what you guys want. Put down what you want to manifest. Yeah, wheels are turning, you guys. Good things are coming. Get ready for it because it's going to happen fast. Okay. Right now is the time to purge. Right now is the time to take care of you. But Spirit's about to be calling you. Are you ready? I want you guys to go listen to a song called The Wolves Have Returned by Nako and Medicine for the People. Tell me what message you hear there. Very powerful, but that just popped into my head. The Wolves Have Returned by Nako and Medicine for the People. Once this video uploads, because it takes a minute once I'm done going live, I'll put it in the description box, but give it a few minutes because it takes me a minute to be able to do that. Yeah, again, support a sister. Like, subscribe. Catch you on the flip side. I adore you, my darlings. See you soon.